Thank you so much for tuning into the David Pidula podcast. Today, my guest is Dak from Disconapse. In this episode, we are really focusing on two key things that they're doing extremely well as a new band. Number one is their very successful merch campaign. In this episode, you're going to find out how they made over 4 figures from just selling merch before they even played any shows. So if you think you can only sell merch at shows, take a listen to this episode. You're going to learn a lot and hopefully sell a lot. After we discussed their very successful merch campaign, Dak lets us in on some secrets about how to get paid for shows really well and how to find the right venues. So they're releasing some new singles this summer. I'm going to start off this episode by just showing a little preview as we fade into the episode. And then if you like what you hear, stick around until the very end where I play Wrong Number, their new single, in its entirety. Without further ado, here is my conversation with Dak from Disconapse. So, Dak, we're live in the studio. This is my first in-person podcast, so thanks for being on today.
Holy crap, dude, this is your first one.
Yeah.
This is really cool. No, it's really cool. I'm excited to be your first guest.
Yeah, I mean, I had a virtual one, my friend out in California, but it gets a little cramped in the studio here, and I'm glad we can make it work. So.
Yeah, so Johnny Depp didn't respond then. He's not coming on.
Well, we'll see. I'm still reaching out to his agent, and
he's going through some things, dude. I think you gotta be paid. He's going through some things. I read about how he's he's on something, man. Pirates of the Caribbean didn't even want him, dude. I don't know what's wrong with the guy anymore.
I want you, Johnny.
Yeah, we all do, man. Johnny, come on the podcast.
If
dude.
Johnny Depp can come on this podcast, I will invite you as well. we can all just shoot the shit with him.
Yeah, but we all have to be wearing eyeliner at like he would be. You know what I mean?
And the
eyeliner and 3 pinky rings on each hand. And they all have to look like they're like gypsum or something.
Oh, yes,
just some really strange. Yeah, for sure. I think that'll work. Definitely.
I got dibs on the plastic ones though.
Okay, yeah.
So let's set the stage for everybody. The first day in the studio when we first met, if you're not counting the time a few years ago that I forgot about.
Yeah.
First time we met, we were in the studio just joking around, and then you had said I looked like the Costco brand of Michael Cera, and I knew from that moment on this was going to be a beautiful friendship.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you set the stage, man. You said you look like Michael Cera, and I didn't want to give you that much credit. So I said Kirkland brand.
Yeah, that's right.
It's Costco. It is Costco. You're right, for sure. And I meant it like in a nice way because Michael Cera also, like Johnny Depp, has some things going on with him. Probably, I don't know. I have no idea. After Scott Pilgrim versus the World, I would just imagine that life would be shaky. So
I've never seen a Michael Cera film.
Holy crap, dude! You've never seen Superbad?
No.
Oh my
I've
God,
never seen
Michael.
I cannot talk. I've never seen a Michael Cera film, and I get crap for it all the time.
He's an interesting guy. He's always had a really good cast around him.
Okay.
I feel like him as like a standalone lead in a movie without like a really good cast to support him, it would probably be really bad, or it'd have to be something that's just like so outrageous and just like pretentious. You know what I mean? It'd be like one of those film festival movies that you'd walk up on.
Yeah.
Be like, holy crap, this guy does have a personality disorder. Costco brand, nonetheless. Sorry, I didn't mean to get rambling. Costco brand is definitely a compliment.
Let's get into the meat of this a little bit. Let's hear about who you are and who you're with and what you guys do.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, my name's Dakota. I go by Dak, honestly.
Because Star Wars?
Yeah, definitely. Star Wars and that quarterback in Dallas, he's pretty rad, too. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a Packers fan. Anyways, name's Dak. I play guitar in the band Disconapse, which is a local band around here in the Fox Valley area. And we just started over COVID. We're a pretty cool band, I guess, man. We have lots of influence, and we're definitely just trying to play a bunch of cool music for people. What was the other question? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I think you answered it all.
Yeah.
Like, you're in Disconapse and not Disconapse.
Disconapse. No, not Disconapse. Unlike popular opinion, I guess.
Yeah. So. And you guys started not too long ago, but you're crushing it.
Yeah, we're making a couple songs, It's pretty cool.
Well, more than just the music. You guys have ran you guys have ran a successful merch campaign, and then you are also getting on these good shows, and you're getting paid to do it really well. And that's something that I have struggled with a lot. I know a lot of other musicians around this area really have, like musicians everywhere have, because they don't think that they can get paid for shows. So those are the two things I want to really cover in this episode today for the people listening. So first, let's talk about that merch campaign. How did you guys get the design for the merch? How did you go about ordering it? And how did you go about selling it? The big secret. Yeah,
definitely. Actually, it was really cool. So Ben, our drummer, his sister Lucy helped us out, and her friend Kirsten. And they came up with the design and stuff. We kind of just gave them creative freedom and creative control on it. We're like, hey, like, you know, they've been really cool people, and we've been super lucky to have them as friends, you know, of the band and stuff, because they did it for free. We literally just gave them a couple free t-shirts, which was dope, because it's a super cool design that we'll definitely use again in the future, probably with just like different color palettes once we do decide that we want a little bit more overhead. But yeah, they did it for free for us, and it was a really cool thing, because they sent like 10 different designs with like that little roller skate thing. And our name on it in like different placements, so it kind of gave us the ability to like choose which one we wanted and stuff, which was super cool, man. And they're just a couple really nice ladies, man. They live in the Milwaukee area, and I know they do really good work, what they do. So that was pretty dope. And then as far as just like getting it out there and stuff, we did use our social media. Obviously, our social media presence is decent for being a local band that hasn't really even technically played their first show yet, which we have 3 coming up this weekend. But anyways, segue. And yeah, so, you know, we just talked to all of our friends and family, and everybody was super supportive. We just did it as a pre-sale only. So,
you had the shirts sold before you even made them?
Yeah, for sure. Because then that gave us the money. So we didn't have to like invest any of our own money right off the top in order to like do this. And then if people back out or whatever, we just wanted to make sure that we collected payment on everything right away. Not that we don't trust people or anything like that. I still have a few t-shirts to deliver to people yet. It's just like hard to track people down, whether it be for money or for whatever. You know what I mean? Like these people already paid for the t-shirts, and it's hard to get it to them still. But yeah, so we just wanted to make sure that we collected payment on all those things and stuff. And I thought it was really important to set that precedent of just like pre-ordering and, you know, pre-selling them for sure, because, you know, we walked away with, you know, a little bit of money. I don't exactly want to go into specifics or anything.
Okay. I was just going to ask that.
No. We had some money, and then the cost of our t-shirts altogether was at about, I think it was like 40%, 35-40% was like our cost on it. So that was out of all the money that we made on the pre-sales for the t-shirts. We spent whatever the 35 to 40% off of what we made altogether, which was 109 t-shirts that we had sold, which was a pretty decent amount for not really having much tread yet.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was super cool. And then, you know, the 35-40%, we went to a local screen printer. Thankfully, the brewery I work for here in town, they go through a screen printer, so I kind of got like a cool plug with that guy. He was a really nice guy. You know, they hooked it up and stuff, and so we paid them right away, and then 2 weeks later, shirts were done, we dropped them all off, and after we had initially gotten all that done, then we knew we had some extra money, and we needed some new stage monitors. We needed to get Ben some mics for like places where we do play, where we're going to need the drums to be mic'd up.
Yep.
And then we got some extra cables, all that jazz, couple extra stands, and then we had some extra money that we put into recording the 5 singles.
Okay,
so we pulled away with like that out of pre-selling some t-shirts, and I mean now we'll probably honestly do a pre-sale again, and we'll just do it at a 20% discount.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah, for sure. And then anybody who did pre-buy the first time, we're definitely going to offer them 20% off this next go around too, if they pre-order or if they just want them period or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever the easiest is to figure out logistics. I know it's something that we got to figure out probably getting into July. So
you used your social media presence to market these. What social media platforms are you on, and how did you market them?
Yeah, definitely. So we didn't actually do like any sort of pay-per-click advertising or anything like that. So we didn't give any money to like Facebook or whatever for like a sponsored thing. We just posted it. We made sure that anytime we did make a post about it or something like that, that all of us individually would also, you know, share them and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then we'd gotten friends interested from that. I'd say probably like 35% of our sales probably just came cold off of the fact that we were making posts and stuff and people wanted to support us. So that was super cool. And then I did on my own personal accord. I know Shan did this too. I know Ben doesn't use Snapchat a whole lot, but Shan and I, we're on Snapchat, like for just our own personal accounts, and we were sharing it to our stories and stuff, and that helped me sell some more. And then that did get friends interested in stuff too. So after just like DMing friends that were like close to me and people that I work with and family and stuff like that, it definitely it was a nice amount of sales that we got out of that. It was really cool too, man. Honestly, if you have good people in your life, they're willing to support you, especially when you like want to like do something,
Yeah. Well, you guys are good too. So did you have the music out before the T-shirt pre-order was ready?
Yeah, for sure. So
Okay.
we recorded our first EP at I don't know if you've ever heard of him. It's Source Track Studio.
No, I don't know him.
Super cool guy.
Wow.
Looks a little bit like Kirkland brand Michael Cera, but that's all right, Yeah, so we had our EP was out for about 2 months at the time, maybe a month and a half.
Okay.
Which was really nice because we got a lot of plays at first. I think a lot of people were curious to see because we had kind of been hyping them up on the fact that the music was coming out and stuff.
Okay.
And when we first released it, I mean, that first month, it was crazy how many plays we ended up getting. I mean, we probably ended up getting 1,400 plays just from like organic, like sharing it and stuff. And
That's amazing.
yeah, because our friends are sharing it too. Is
Wow.
super cool. I mean, if you just ask people, if you're like, hey man, like if you want to share it, I'd definitely be super jacked about that. But I just wanted to show this to you. Your friends for the most part are going to be supportive too. A lot of people that like are afraid of asking for pretty much anything, and I think you just have to be confident and ask for it.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I really like about you is everything you do, you just seem super confident and convicted with. And it's not like you're a dick or anything.
No.
You're just confident and you know that it's going to work out because you guys are busting nuts.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've been busting too many nuts, dude.
That's terrible wording.
Gotta ice the sack, bro. I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah, it's 2020.
No, we've been busting ass for sure. Hopefully nobody's been busting nuts at practice because that would just be fucked up.
Yeah, there's a lady present.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. No.
So
Yeah.
what I'm gathering from this is that you guys really just were not afraid to market and put yourself out there. Like I've been in bands that do this, and I've seen this in bands all the time, is where people, they just expect to put something out there and then everyone's supposed to go listen to it. They don't
It
don't know
like
it's
that.
there. You have to add value to them. You have to tell them it's there, and then it's got to be good too.
Yeah, you also don't want to be that annoying guy that DMs your entire friend list with your music.
Yeah.
Because that's a bit annoying too. But anytime I had a conversation struck up with somebody, I made sure to bring it up. As long as it was more than like, a couple messages or whatever. I mean, it might as well for sure. Like, honestly, if somebody else showed me something, like whatever kind of art it was or whatever they're working on, honestly. Like, even if I had a friend who was making, like, woodworking on a TikTok or something like that, and he sent me him, I'd be like, hell yeah, dude. And I would definitely make sure that I shared it with my friends, too. So,
Is that Phil Fonfara?
no, Phil doesn't
okay.
do TikTok woodworks yet or anything like that. I hope he
Okay.
does soon, man. He does some crazy stuff with woodworking. I
Yeah.
guess I just used it as, like, a broad example. but-
Okay. Shout out to Phil, by the way. He did some great pictures that I used on the podcast website. That's davidpidalapodcast.com, and also the studio website, sourcetrackstudio.com. So go check those out. And Phil does great work. He's also a really cool guy, too. So.
Yeah, you could probably book him, honestly, too, man. I feel like might as well. I mean, if there's other bands and stuff out there, I know that Phil's definitely trying to get, some more work while he can, at least. I know he works a full-time job and stuff, but I'm
Yeah.
sure if the band's right, he'd definitely want to do some work with people, or at least have them down at his place. I'm sure we showed you that garage he has and stuff. He's got this huge, like, 3-story Victorian house. Used to be like the mayor's mansion in Beloit.
Jeez, that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's Beloit. It's like a beat down, like, Rust Belt town. It's a cool place, and it's definitely like building itself up or gentrifying, whatever you want to say, whatever angle you want to take on it. But it's a cool little place, and the house he has there is really sweet, and he's definitely put a lot of work into it. And I know for a while he's talking about how he wanted to bring different bands through there and stuff. But
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, I think he. It just seems like that'd be like a daunting task. I would definitely look
Yeah.
at it with huge eyes and be like, that's gonna take forever to edit all that shit.
Yeah. But if there's anybody who can do it, it's Phil.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Phil, we obviously love you.
I hope Phil listens. I'm
Yeah.
gonna see him this weekend anyways, so I'm excited for that.
Well, I'll have to ask him if he's got a website that I can put in the show notes or something.
I think he does.
Okay,
I
cool.
don't know how much design he has on it or not, but
Okay, we'll check.
yeah.
So-
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think we've definitely side-chalked a little bit, but
That's fine. That's what friends do.
yeah.
So we covered the merch. Can you give us a rough estimate of how much money you profited from this merch campaign?
Yeah, for sure. So, so we profited.
Are we talking four figures here?
No. Oh yeah, for sure. I think
Really?
it was about $1,800. Yeah.
Dude, that's insane for a
Yeah.
band who hadn't played any shows.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. People are super supportive. And again, I'm like super thankful for all my friends and family that were supportive. And same thing with like Ben's friends and family, Shan's friends and family, and Mike's friends and family.
Yeah.
Man,
So-
it was huge, man. It was huge.
So
for sure.
logistically, how did you set up that pre-order?
So actually, it was really easy. All I used to do, I mean, you can do pretty much anything within Google Forms. So
Okay.
all I did was I created a Google form, and I just created all the questions that we would need. So the questions that were on there were like name of the person ordering, and then I had like a short answer thing underneath that for like the amount of T-shirts. So you'd say like we did white and black.
Okay.
For the first go round, and you just say like, oh, I need like 2XLW, and that would be like 2XL whites, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Or you'd be like 3LB, that'd be like 3 large blacks. And then we did that, and then I did ask for like, I had like a drop down saying like how they were paid for, and then if there was like, if it needed to be shipped out or anything like that, you could put like the address in there too, that way so it like all crunches it down straight into a Google form. So like essentially like an Excel spreadsheet, and it all just gets dropped down right there, so you can just run it straight from there.
Okay, so then how do you get that info? Like, does it go to a website that you send people the link for, or?
Well, it's all on your Google Drive, and what I did,
Okay.
I wanted just the band to submit all of that information and stuff. I didn't want to like send it out to people and confuse them because there's only like 4 headlines. So I just
Right.
told everybody in the band, I'm like, hey, like whenever you get a sale, like, you know, put whether you got Venmo'd for it or if somebody gave you cash or a check or whatever the thing may be, it just like once somebody pays for something, make sure that you put their order in there yourself. And
Okay.
then also there, I forgot to do this on the thing, but next time I'm going to do this is like who it was sold by. So like if Mike sold it, it would say Mike, or if
Okay.
Ben sold it, it would say Ben, which I would have done differently. And I definitely will do the next time. But
Okay.
yeah, so I just, you know, anytime you make a sale, it was like essentially like we were all sales associates and we were just trying to get these T-shirts out, which was a pretty cool little way to do it, and I'd definitely do it again for sure.
Yeah, you guys work pretty well as a team with music. How was it working as a team in sales?
It wasn't bad for sure. I mean, we all got a little bit competitive.
That's cool.
I was
That's good.
talking trash to both Ben and Shan all the time about it, and I was like, "Well, I'm gonna definitely sell more than you guys." And then Ben, at first, he I think he was a little determined, but after like a week, he's like, "No, you definitely are." And then so was Shan, and I'm like, "I'm not like a sleazebag. I just do it for a living. You just have to be like, hey, do you want to buy this?
Yeah.
Cool. I need payment. Like, I mean, yeah."
And that's the thing. If you want to be in this business, it's not just making the art and then profiting billions off of
No,
it. Like, you've
it's
got to do
never
the
gonna
work.
happen if you don't do work behind it.
Yeah, you've got to be a salesperson too, to some degree. And if no one in the band is, you've got to find someone who can volunteer at the beginning or who you can pay at the beginning if you've got the money for it.
Definitely. Or like honestly, use your resources, man. Go on YouTube, go on TikTok, go find people that like do this stuff and they're super confident about it, and take the footnotes from there. I mean, I'm lucky that I started, you know, like serving tables when I was like 16 and bartending when I was 18, and then I, you know, ran a restaurant for a year and a half, and then I worked in beer sales for the last 3 years. Because I mean, you have to do it. Like, you can't like slack on your job. Like, it's out in front of you every day. It's like either you're gonna do it or you're gonna get fired. So you just have to do it.
And you talk to people too. Like, a lot of people look down at those jobs, but those are the core essentials. Like, they have all the skills you need to do something bigger in life. And
Yeah, I don't think the art of sales is dying down by any means whatsoever.
No.
I mean, because you have to know, sales and marketing go hand in hand, and you have to know how things are marketed in order to know how to sell things to people. Because
yes.
there's all sorts of different marketing literally everywhere. We have billboards. I mean, you're even on your phone, man. You'll scroll through Facebook, like you'll notice that, like every like 4 like little pictures or posts or whatever, 3 or 4, you'll see something that's sponsored, and most people don't pick up on that, but it's always there, man. It's
Yep.
like every 3 or 4 every time.
Yep.
It's almost becoming too common, if anything.
Exactly. Everything is just like billboard, 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 and there's no substance anymore to those posts because people are just so used to seeing it. Mm-hmm. And they actually cut down the number of friends that see your posts so they can put more ads in there.
Yeah, it's crazy. They definitely do. There's like certain things, like anytime I share like a Disconapse video or anything like that, I'll see that like it doesn't have as much of a reach as it would like if I was just sharing a picture of like myself and my mom or something like that. You know what I mean? Because they know that you're trying to profit off of it, which is a hard thing to escape from, but that's where it comes to just like talking with people and making sure that you have a big circle of people that you know you do associate yourself with. It's super important. So
Yeah, and they want you to pay for the reach.
Yeah, they do for sure. Yeah. I'm using it right now. So I gave $20 the other day to Facebook because we have a show on Sunday that's a ticketed event, and you can pre-buy the tickets online and stuff. So I made a post with like the website and stuff where you can buy it, and I just put it on sponsorship, I think like last night or something, and it's like it's going so slow. I threw $20 at it for like 3 days, so it's like playing the slots, man. Yeah. Honestly, it's just like playing the slots. They've like kind of figured out a way to do that and stuff. That's why I like communicating with people interpersonally is so important.
Yeah, and
way more effective.
Especially now, people like talking to a real person rather than a robot. Like, yeah, there's a lot of people that don't like talking to people, but as far as sales go, if people don't know what they're looking for, or if there's a certain band out there or a field that we're in, an artistic field, they want to talk to somebody real. No one wants to talk to a computer to come record their record. Nobody wants to talk to a computer to talk to their favorite band member or whatever, you know?
No, same thing, definitely.
Yeah. So you're talking about some shows. Unfortunately, this episode is going to be coming out the Tuesday after these shows. But...
Yeah, I kind of figured that. That's why I was like, we have some shows, and I was like, I'm not even going to sponsor it because I know it's going to be done. Hopefully, we did a really good job. Hopefully, I'm not listening back this next week and just like mulling and being like, oh my god, I screwed everything up on guitar.
To future Dak, you crushed it.
Yeah, I hope so. Or I'm going to listen back to this and get pure anxiety. So,
so we covered the t-shirt stuff pretty well. You guys did really well with that, obviously. And any last advice on just the merch stuff before we move on? Yeah,
man, just trust your bandmates with pretty much anything. Like, I think that everybody, when it comes to like coming up with ideas, you should just bounce them off of each other. Be a yes man. The only thing I would definitely be like ever really wanting to say no to is anything that would involve a lot of overhead.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can gamble on yourself for sure, but I mean, we hadn't even played a show yet. We weren't about to bring on like, $3,000 worth of t-shirts.
Yeah.
For what we like sold, and then be like, oh crap, we're sitting on all this overhead now, and we clearly needed like a couple extra stage monitors. There's things that we needed, and we're like, well, we should definitely make sure we don't have overhead. But yeah, I mean, if you're playing lots of shows, definitely be limited about overhead. You don't want to drag a whole bunch of crap with you though either. To like anytime you do it, like say you have a gig and you have to like bring your entire sound system with you, so you got like 8 speakers and 3 amps and a bunch of mics and stands and drums and holy crap, all that stuff, your guitars, basses, keys. Like, the last thing you want to do is bring like a super heavy bag of like 200 t-shirts with you too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we forget those all the time. Like, I'm in a couple bands right now, and one of them plays some shows, and we forget the t-shirts every single time.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's just so much other crap that you're dragging with you too.
Yeah. But it's really cool that you guys were able to make that kind of money up front before even playing a show, so now you can go to shows prepared and look that much more professional. Yeah,
definitely. It's super cool. I mean, yeah, we need t-shirts for this weekend, but we don't have any.
Pre-orders,
which
baby.
Is fine. It's fine. Whatever. Yeah. We'll get on that. Hopefully in a couple weeks we'll get on to something. So
speaking of these shows, you guys get paid pretty well for shows, and you just started. Now, setting the stage for this, pun intended, lame. So, I am in a band that has been playing shows for 10 years, and we don't get paid a lot. We are a metal band, and we just figured that's how it goes. You don't get paid a lot until you are signed or something. Mm-hmm. You guys shattered that thought and kind of blew me away with how much you were getting paid right off the bat. Like, it's amazing. And then when you told me that, you said this one thing, and it just, I think about it every night. Know your worth.
Yeah, for sure.
And that is incredible to me. So talk to me about that. How did you set that high standard for yourselves, and how do you get that out of bars that don't know your reputation yet?
Well, there's definitely, there's a couple of shows that we're going to be playing that aren't necessarily like huge shows where we're getting paid a whole lot or anything like that, which you're going to have to play a couple of those anyways. You just have to make sure that the venue is going to be awesome. Okay. It's going to be a place where there's like tons of people that are going to go there and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. You just talk to people, honestly. Just be confident. I know that we're going to go in there and we're going to play some cool music, and we're definitely going to do a good job of it because everybody in the band's really good. I'm a little shaky, but everybody in the band crushes it. So, I don't know. I think we're all just like really confident and stuff. And when you do talk to people, I think you should exude that same confidence. It's definitely an important thing. I mean, being down to earth is super important too. I'm not saying go in there and be like Johnny Bravo or anything, but definitely, hey there, pretty mama, you know. But you're just being yourself, honestly, when you do talk to people. I mean, we know we have a sound system. We can bring a sound system. We can run our own sound, so that definitely saves a little bit of money.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, I mean, especially being like in, you know, kind of an indie themed band and stuff. I know that we can go play at breweries and stuff, and that crowd's gonna like always love us. And any sort of place that's kind of associated with that. And it's kind of weird the way that like I kind of like map it out in my head, but any place that has a good amount of craft beer is going to be willing to pay a good amount for a band, because craft beer is expensive, dude. I know, because I sell it.
So it's partially knowing your venue.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Yeah, okay. You should know your venue, definitely. Yeah, man, there's a lot of really cool venues out there, and they have like really cool crowds and stuff. You can definitely tell by just like looking at their Google posts. Like, go to the Google page, and like when you're looking at these different venues, look at the kind of pictures and stuff. If you see a lot of pictures that look like they're shot with an iPhone 12 Pro, then you're like, oh, cool, yeah, these people are probably gonna like our music. No, I don't know about that necessarily. That sounds so pretentious, but I like to be funny. No, I mean, but for real, like, I mean, I will look at like the camera quality and just kind of like what people say about things. And then if they have a ton of untapped check-ins, I kind of know to like use that too.
Okay.
So that's a couple of things that like I guess I would use and stuff, but I mean I think we all are really confident about what we're doing with like our music and stuff like that, and
as you
just
should
being
be.
super supportive with each other all together makes it easy to book shows too, and you know we're all trying to book shows and stuff. And
yeah.
So it's
after last summer, people want to get out.
Yeah, man, we're pretty much right now in a renaissance, so.
Yeah.
It's a really exciting time to be a musician, for sure.
Yeah, I think a lot, like over the last year, a lot of the kind of rougher bands, rough as in like not great bands, they didn't stick together because there were no shows to play. So, but a lot of the bands that are serious really hit the writing process hard, hit the recording process hard. And I think the music scene around here is really going to explode. Yeah,
I'm really excited to, you know, honestly play bands with other shows too. So if other bands are listening to us, feel free to DM us, man. We'd love to get on and play with you, as long as like, you know, our playing styles aren't super contrasting, like the genres or whatever. Which I don't even know what genre we are by any means. Maybe check out the music and let me know. But
yeah, let's take a poll.
I have no idea what we are. Yeah.
So when you're talking to these venue owners. Excuse me. When you're talking to these venue owners and you're asking for a price, do you follow a script for this, or do you kind of wait until they ask, or do you tell them up front? What's your process for getting...
I don't want to talk about money right away. Honestly, like, you just want to like tell them and be like, hey, like, we have some openings in, say, July and August. Like, I was just curious if you guys were looking at booking music. It's definitely easy when you like have been to a place or whatever, and you should always talk to people. You should always go out there and try to converse and make as many connections within your little community as possible, because you never know who's in charge of what. And the better friendships that you have with people, or at least the more cordial you are and not slimy, I think the better off you're going to be, you know, just have wholesome, good relationships with people and stuff. And that definitely sets it to be easy right away. And I think a lot of the shows that we booked so far have been with people that we have relationships with, or like one of our friends has relationships with. And that's really nice to have that, for sure, because we could be straightforward about things. I'm not going to just like send a number if I'm like DMing people on Facebook or anything like that, which even so, when we have done DMs in the past, they're not really, I don't know, they don't really work. I feel like it'd be...
So do you usually ask for your price in person?
No, I mean, it depends. Usually they'll ask, or if it hasn't been brought up and it's been a couple messages that you've been talking about, which usually they'll ask because they're curious as to what it's going to cost them, because they have to figure, you know, like, hey, like, if this band's asking for $600-700, I better get like, you know, an extra $3,000 out of the night or something like that. Because everything in a bar, everything has to pretty much be at a 25% cost.
Okay.
In order for things to be ran efficiently, which is like a really good number to look at. And that's a good way to like test yourself and be like, hey, like, how's this going to go and stuff. But if you're going to a venue where you think you're going to be received well, and it's a venue, I mean, if it's a venue that has lots of events, like 2 or 3 a week, where they have, you know, 2 or 3 different bands a week, especially locally, you're probably not going to get paid necessarily as much.
Yeah.
So far, at least what I've seen, I could be totally wrong too. I'm just kind of guessing based on what I've seen, but you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to be going to a place where they have one every 2 weeks or something like that. It's kind of a bigger deal because these places that do have like good traffic and stuff, if they're only having a couple events a month, I mean, if you're one of the events, you're definitely going to get plenty of people that show up there too.
That's a really good point.
It's a good attraction point too for other people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're kind of using you as bait to get people in the door of their place, as well as you're trying to get people into their place too.
Yeah, so it's very much
both.
a mutual relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's the problem I see a lot is like bands like at these venues like, oh, these guys aren't going to pay us. Why should we care?
Yeah, you might get a super huge show if you don't get paid the first time. And like, I definitely had I've seen people do this before. And I've heard about people doing this, and I think it's a great idea for sure. But they'll be like, well, we just want like $200 for the first show. Mm-hmm. And then we'll talk about a second and third show, you know what I mean, if it goes well. Mm-hmm. You lowball yourself on the first one. That's okay, especially if you're not super confident yet. You're still building that up. Definitely do that. But if you invite all of your friends, you bring a ton of people through there, and you put on a really good show, there's no reason that you can't make like, say, $1,000 for the next 2 shows and be like, hey, like we want to do 2 shows with you guys again. We want $1,000. Most people won't scoff at it if they had a night of like $3,000 or $4,000. You know what I mean? Which you bring some friends in there, and it's a whatever kind of place it is, like a place that doesn't have super cheap options where you're not just drinking like $2 High Lifes all night or whatever. I know you're not a huge drinker, but there definitely is price differences in alcoholic beverages and things like that do get affected. So
yeah, oh man, you're just dropping some big knowledge bombs. Like $200 for a metal band. That's the most my band's ever made in a night.
Really?
Yes.
Dang. Well, I guess it's metal, man. Like, metal's a great genre, don't get me wrong. I have a ton of respect for metal artists and stuff. I just don't know, I don't know anything about the scene. I don't really think we have a scene around here, and that's probably why. You know what I mean?
We do. It's just that everyone is under the same mentality that, oh, we're probably going to play for like $60.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, maybe everybody's just kind of devalued themselves, and now it's like a socioeconomic crisis.
Yeah.
In its own right within the genre.
Like we make that crisis. Like hearing these numbers being spit out from you, like you guys are an original band, you're a newer band, and you're killing it. My band's been around for 10 years, and we're not even touching what you've made as far as merch and shows goes. Like you guys are killing it.
Yeah, just be patient, man. I mean,
well, that's the thing.
Everybody else too, like all the other bands that come through here, they should definitely know about this. You know what I mean? Like,
right. But the problem is, like,
because if everybody has this mentality, then everybody can rise up, and then you can kind of raise rates as a whole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if everybody made more money, that would be ideal. But yeah, I mean, if everybody as a group effort, if you have good relationships with people, if everybody follows the same kind of regiment and like does kind of the same thing and isn't afraid to ask for more, I mean, people can get paid for sure. Same thing within the metal scene, man. If there's a better community that was stronger knit and people were able to talk with each other and kind of unionize in its own right, you can make more money for sure.
Yeah, we draw a crowd too, so maybe we should just know our worth and ask.
Yeah.
Like
definitely should. If you're bringing a crowd in there, you should be getting money for sure.
Yeah. Huh. Well,
especially if it's a place where it's already metal friendly. Like
yeah.
If they already have people in there that are like, hell yeah, metal's sweet. Like, I'm totally down for this, bro. And then all of a sudden, you're bringing in even more people that are like, dude, metal's sweet. Yeah, bro. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden...
That's how we talk.
They're doubling... Yeah, bro, for sure. But you're doubling you're doubling the bar's money that night, so you definitely should be getting paid for that.
Yeah,
you know?
Wow. Man,
you're promoting.
You're dropping some real knowledge bombs. This is great. I hope people listen to this and really, really listen to it again, because everything in this podcast so far, except for our, bullshitting, has been so valuable.
The bullshitting was great. I thought that was great. Just as valuable, honestly. At least
entertainment-wise, anyway.
Yeah, somewhat comedic, maybe. The things you were saying were funny.
That's just the look on my face. They don't get to see that.
Nah. Oh, man. You got to get some video on here.
Maybe.
Phil.
So let's do... Phil, please help us out.
Yeah.
So let's do a quick recap. So as far as merch goes, setting up pre-orders is a good way to go. Just cutting that overhead, making sure you have the orders in before you get the merch is super important. And then you got a design for pretty cheap. It was a cool design. Designs don't have to be stupid expensive. They certainly can be, but they don't have to be.
They could definitely be simple too. Just pick a cool color palette, man. Look at what's popular right now. And
yeah, exactly.
Honestly, like kind of... you want it to be fashionable too. You want it to be a comfortable t-shirt. You want it to be everybody's favorite t-shirt because, that's free advertising. So the more comfortable and the cooler it looks and stuff, the more people are going to wear it. So
I should ask, how much are your t-shirts too?
They're $25 the first go round. And yeah, when we do pre-orders the next time, for anybody who bought the first time, it'll be 20. But
Okay.
we got a couple shirts coming for you for free, David.
thank
so
you.
there's
Thank
no way
you.
we're not giving you free t-shirts. I forgot to put your order through last time, and you should
Okay.
have had a t-shirt by now as it is. So
I totally forgot about it. So $25 isn't really cheap for a t-shirt either.
yeah, we definitely got good t-shirts.
Yeah, and you guys
They're
are selling
super
them too.
soft and nice, and oh man, they feel so silky smooth. I can't stop wearing mine, dude. It's like the perfect bed shirt. Yeah.
Nice. So for the bands who are listening, get good quality t-shirts and sell them at premium prices because you're providing much better value than the cheap t-shirt, and people are going to tell their friends and they're going to want to show people how nice of a shirt it is.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything crazy too, man. You can get like a 2-color print for not that expensive. You know what I mean? It's like a 2-color screen, so they'd essentially be using 2 screens on it. You don't need to get some crazy shirt that looks like, I don't know, it looks like a rainbow on an acid trip or anything like that. But
But it certainly could.
it could. And you're just going to pay a lot of money for that t-shirt. So you're probably not going to be able to ask a whole lot for that one. You're not going to start being like Supreme and charging $70 for a t-shirt just to cover your ass on it,
Yeah, no bueno.
No.
Keeping the overhead low.
Yeah, it's important, dude.
So then, with the shows, know your worth, be confident, and just ask.
Yeah, and communicate with your band members super well too, man. You guys don't ever want to like have anything get between you or anything like that. It's super important to just be like, super cool with your band and stuff. I think that's really important.
Yeah, before we wrap up, I just want to say, like, you guys as a band are just so great. Everyone is so positive and just supportive of each other, and the music is great, and you all support each other in the music too. I'll start the episode off by fading in one of the songs and finish it.
Feel free to use one of the new ones, man, if it's mastered by then
Cool,
or whatever.
cool.
So, yeah. That'd be cool to debut that.
Yeah.
Which now I guess you'd be like, oh, I already heard this. This band's sweet. I'm really excited this guy's been talking the whole time. Yeah. And now I'm just realizing that, holy crap, this is crazy, dude. I'm just dealing with Inception. I'm just kidding.
And I should tell everybody too, like, I don't edit you guys. I don't chop up the drums and put them to a grid. I don't record the guitars 3 notes at a time. You guys play the music. It's recorded live, and I don't tune Shannon's vocals. She's that good of a singer.
Shannon's crazy, dude. I mean, everybody is super talented.
Yeah.
But we're like, at least like instrumentally, like we're a really cool band, man. And I think we do a lot of really awesome things. And then Shan comes in, and Shan's just this crazy singer, man, who can do
anything,
whatever. Yeah, it's insane. So
I don't know
for
if
all of us to get to play together, it's just a treat, man.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any group of musicians that is good enough for Shan, but I'm glad she went with you guys.
Yeah. She knows we'll simp for her, man. For sure. It's crazy.
She's earned it. She's good enough.
Yeah, Shan's nuts, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
I've never tuned her vocals, and I never will. It's so good. Yeah,
dude, I'll talk to you about the mixes after this. But
okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually really glad this wasn't like a Joe Rogan podcast because I wasn't really ready to talk about elk meat and DMT today. So thank God we're not on that. So
same.
I listened to 4 hours of Joe Rogan today just to prepare for this. And
well, that makes one
now
of us.
I just have all the tones of Fear Factor stuck in my head. So it's time to write a song, bro.
I bet you he was saving that one up.
I thought about that. Yeah, I'm really glad that I stuck that in there. So.
Well, let's finish this up. Where can people find more about Disconapse, not Disconapse? Both social media, do you guys have a website? Where can people find out about you guys?
Yeah, so our website is under construction, and our construction on websites is about as fast as Wisconsin does road construction. So
it'll be done in 3 years.
Probably, hopefully, yeah. Yeah, I know none of us are super motivated about website things because we're not that. But anyways, we have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have Twitter. We have TikTok. It's just at Disconapse, which is DISCONAPSE. So at Disconapse on literally every handle. It's just the same thing. It's not like Disconapse 77 or anything like that, which is super sweet.
2007 names.
Yeah, for sure. There's you could get us on AIM too. Also, we're on LimeWire. So. Yeah, and then if you do want to stream our music like legitimately, we're on Apple Music, Amazon Music, Spotify for sure. Spotify's the big one. That's so many people use Spotify.
Yeah.
Pretty much any streaming platform except for like SoundCloud. and stuff like that. But yeah, feel free
Sweet.
to check us out for sure. We have tons of content out there and lots of pictures where we're all making weird faces. So and videos too. So I think it's a pretty cool thing.
Well, look forward to a music video and the website. Thanks so much for doing this today.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to your shows this weekend.
Cool. Thanks, David, man.
Absolutely. All right, let's get out of here.
Peace.
If you guys are looking for a recording engineer or a producer for your band, feel free to check out sourcetrackstudio.com. I'll have the link in the show notes below. Listen to my work, and if you like what you hear, send me a message, and hopefully we can work together.